Okay. What's happening, everybody? This is Mark Fuller, Team Alliance. This is a quick introduction to video or trade, I should say, number 15. In this particular trade, when you watch the trade and watch the way that the way I engaged overall with the trade, you'll notice that this had a lot to do with the timing that was present in the market for the actual fill of the trade. Right now I'm at the 4 contract level. So on the NADEX platform, working orders plays a part with whether or not your trade will be filled based on the pricing that you have your trade set at. So, we're using limit GTC orders, just as an example, versus a market order. So when you place the order, the limit means that it will not be filled at a price that is less advantageous than the price that you set. So, for example, if you're selling and you want to sell at 25, you won't be entered into the market unless the available pricing is 25 or better. Okay, you're not going to be entered at a price that's worse. So that's the benefit and also the advantage of using limit orders. I know that people often ask me that question as well. So this was an example of that, where a working order, a limit order was used, and it was not filled at first. It was like there was a slight delay, and then the fill came afterwards. In fact, you'll notice I'll pull up the ticket, and I was preparing to close out the ticket if it wasn't going to be filled. But I ended up being filled. You did see some movement in the actual market itself. But again, we're not just dealing with one perspective and one aspect of the market. We're dealing with the entire overall environment, the behavior. That's where the keys are. And that's what I hope that you guys are getting out of these trades, out of these videos. This is a very, very powerful study video series for you guys. Take a look at the way that the environment in the market was and is anytime that you're watching these trades. When you're watching these videos during this blueprint project, look at how the market looked. Look at how the market looked. Look at the way that the execution took place on the order. I'm not even talking about nuances and other things that I might be doing from trade to trade. That's just stuff that comes with time and experience. I'm talking specifically about the environment and the behavior of the market that's present when you see me take a trade. So the skill is knowing what your timing is in the market at the time. Being able to identify the correct timing at the time, and then coordinating that and lining that up with the actual positioning that the market is going to take to give you a profitable trade. There's a lot to it, but at the same time, training simplifies it all. So that's why I continuously reiterate the training element of the blueprint, because that's the most important part. It's going to be you being trained and conditioned to identify environment and behavior in the market, and just sticking to exactly what it takes in order for you to be able to continuously rinse and repeat the process until you become good at it. As you get better and better at it, you just become more in tune with the market, more in sync with the behavior and the environment. And next thing you know, you got the skill. And not only do you have the skill, but you continuously cultivate and improve upon the skill. So hopefully you guys are getting that from these trades. Like I said, this is trade number 15. So you guys enjoy. And I'll see you in the next one. Mark Fuller, Team Alliance. Blueprint Project. Yes, sit tight. How we got filled. There's the behavior I'm looking for. Winner, winner. And you know the rest. Updated balance. 630.75. This trade represents trade number 15. Yeah, trade number 15. Blueprint Project, Mark Fuller, Team Alliance. June 4th. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning. Been up for quite some time. Did some training last night. I mean, it's really earlier tonight, but I'm saying last night because now we're in the following day. So we're coming off of a very strong training last night. I'm going to do a little short commentary to introduce this trade and just talk a little bit about what you just actually witnessed in that trade. I mean, I could talk about it a little bit right now as well, just to give you a brief commentary about it. If you noticed, I placed the order and I left the order in place, just being aware of the current environment that we're in, having an idea that the movement of the market would lead to a fill. Now, this is the nuance. This is an actual it's an actual thing that takes place in the market when the market is presenting a certain type of behavior where the movement of the market itself will correspond to the movement of the pricing on the actual option. Sometimes they move in tandem, sometimes they don't. You may see one or the other move. So I know that there are instances where you might see me place a trade and it will look like the trade is not going to be filled, and then out of nowhere you see that it is filled. Now, sometimes the pricing on the option and the actual underlying market price both move together. And when you see that, it is a type of behavior where the market is like, it's synchronized. Now, there are other instances where it may not be synchronized and you may only see one or the other move. Now, like I'm giving, like something that's very specific and very detailed that takes place in particular on the NADEX platform. And, like I said, in this blueprint, you'll see different variations and examples of different types of trades that I'm taking. But the bottom line is that the confidence that's necessary in order for you to pull the trigger, feel secure in your decision and ultimately achieve the desired result. This comes with a lot of study, a lot of training. So I cannot reiterate enough to you the purpose and the necessity for training. Like you're not going to be able to do what you see me doing or anything remotely close to it without being conditioned to be a certain way when you approach the market. For one, you can't be scared. Like if you're scared to lose money and you have that, that whole fear of what risk is and, oh man, I don't want to put my money at risk. And you have to learn how to mitigate the risk involved with this whole thing that we call trading. You got to mitigate that risk with skill. How do you get skill? Training. That's how you get it. It's like there's no other way around it. There's no shortcuts. There's no signal service or strategy that you can buy that's going to fix it, that's going to give you consistent profitability. Nah, you need skill. In order to get skill, you're going to have to train. That's it. Like there's nothing else to say about it. But anyway, so this is trade number 15 in the bag. Blueprint Project, Mark Fuller, Team Alliance. So we're making our way closer to that $800 level. And like I said, when we get to that point, we'll be scaling up again to the next contract size. So we're going to flip once again when we get to the $800 level. And that'll be probably right around the 18, like trade number 18. So this represents trade number 15. So we're about 3 trades away from that. All right. Mark Fuller, Team Alliance. Just stay tuned. More trades to come. Peace.